the early 2010s, a 4chan user by the name of Nuzlocke created a webcomic chronicling his unique playthrough of Pokemon Ruby that he called Pokemon Ruby Hard Mode. The two rules he played with to make the game harder were as follows. Release a Pokemon if it faints, and you have to catch the first Pokemon in every area and nothing else. Pretty soon, others would take on their own hard mode Pokemon runs, which would eventually come to be known as the Nuzlocke Challenge. And to this day, the Nuzlocke is one of the most popular challenge runs for the mainline Pokemon franchise. So when it comes to making original content around Nuzlocking a vanilla Pokemon game, that well's pretty dry at this point. But recently, YouTuber and British funny man It's Jabo did a challenge where he put every Bethesda-produced game on a roulette wheel and spun the wheel to play a new game every time he died. I really enjoyed the concept and thought it would fit perfectly with Nuzlocking multiple Pokemon games. This is the Nuzlocke Roulette Challenge. I hope you enjoy. For this challenge, I chose one Pokemon game per generation and threw them on a roulette wheel. Fire Red for Gen 1, Heart Gold for Gen 2, Emerald for Gen 3, Platinum for Gen 4, White 2 for Gen 5, X for 6, Ultramoon for 7, Shield for 8, and Scarlet for 9. I then played each one of these games as a hardcore Nuzlocke, meaning I can only catch one Pokemon from each area, fainting means death, no items in battle, battle style set, and I'm level capped to the next boss trainer's highest level Pokemon. If you have any questions, Google it. For every death, or if I was able to get 2 badges in a row without losing any Pokemon, I would spin the wheel and play whichever game it landed on. The challenge would then be considered complete when I managed to beat just one of the 9 games. If you do enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see what I have in store for the future. Also, comment down below which game you think I managed to beat for this challenge. I'm curious to see how many of you can get it right. Thank you for watching, and let's begin. I need to pull up the wheel, and let's see. And we are starting with Pokemon Heart Gold. I am okay with that. So the first game I rolled for this challenge was Pokemon Heart Gold, which is unfortunately one of the longest. While most Pokemon games require getting 8 badges, Heart Gold has a whopping 16 badges needed to complete the game. So while I figured Heart Gold wouldn't be the game I beat, I was still happy to play one of my favorite Pokemon games. To start, I picked up Camera the Totodile from Elm's lab and quickly made my way through the intro of the game so I could start grabbing encounters. As I made my way to Violet City, I grabbed iPhone the Pidgey, Speakers the Caterpie, Joy-Con the Bellsprout, and DS the Zubat. Once I arrived in Violet, I immediately ran to the Pokemon Center and talked to my new best friend, Primo. If you try to talk to Primo, he'll ask you for a specific phrase. The specific phrases he's looking for are determined by your specific trainer ID that generates when you start a new game. So through normal gameplay, there's no way to know the correct passwords he's looking for. But thankfully, there's a fan-made calculator online that gives you the phrases needed for your save file, which allows you to get not 1, not 2, but 3 eggs. Now you might be wondering, isn't that against the rules since you obtain them all from the same location? But if you look at the summary screen of a Pokemon hatched from an egg, their met location is where the egg is hatched, not obtained. So I hatched my first egg in Violet City to get Lip Balm the Slugma, and another egg in the Ruins of Alph to get Lotion the Mareep. And I did also receive a Wooper egg, but I accidentally hatched it in Violet City, so he had to get sent to the back rooms. Before moving on, I also talked to this NPC to trade Joy-Con the Bellsprout for Rocky the Onix. Since the first 2 gym leaders resist grass-type moves, I figured Onix was the better option. After blazing through the Sprout Tower, I ran into Faulkner's gym and took him on for my first badge. And since I have a Mareep, I'm sure you can tell how that went. Following the Violet Gym, I grabbed the Togepi egg from Elm's Aid and ran back to Cherry Grove City to hatch it. Once hatched, I named him Gohan and added him to the team. Oh yeah, you might notice my Pokemon have some pretty strange names. Since I was going to be catching a lot of Pokemon throughout this challenge, I decided to just name my Pokemon after random things I saw in my room. This worked for the first few hours, but after a while, this became extremely limiting. After evolving Gohan into Togetic, I made my way through Union Cave, defeated the Team Rocket members in Slowpoke Well, and ran to Bugsy's gym for my second gym badge. While his team was easy to take out, I unfortunately lost Lotion to a critical hit U-turn from Bugsy's Beast of a Scyther. But either way, it was time to spin the wheel once again. And we spin. What are we playing next? Ah, no! Okay. As you can tell from my reaction, I am not a huge fan of Pokemon X and Y. So going into Pokemon X, I knew I wanted to get to the second gym badge as quickly as possible. This is easier said than done, however, since the gap between the first and second badges are way too long in the Kalos games. I grabbed Pen the Froakie and made my way to Viola's gym as fast as possible. Thankfully, I picked up Bag the Farfetch'd along the way, which made this gym super trivial. Once in Lumio City, I beat Professor Sexy Pants and grabbed USB the Bulbasaur. After some more story stuff, I had to face Tierno, who taught me to be careful what I wish for. I am hoping one of my Pokemon die, but I do not see that happening. Get his ass, Corp. Yes, please kill one of my Pokemon. I will... No! Not Bulbasaur, though! Yeah, not one of my finer moments. Next up is Pokemon Shield, which I prefer way more than Pokemon X. While the beginning of the game does take forever to get through, after reaching Motostoke, the story picks up quite a bit. I decided, since I had picked the water starter twice so far, that this time I would go with Remote the Score Bunny. Since the encounters in this game appear in the overworld, I attempted to get all of my encounters with my eyes closed so I can get truly random encounters. However, I had a different idea for the wild area. Sprinkled throughout the wild area are several dens where you can participate in raid battles alongside NPC trainers. So I decided for the various locations across the wild area, I'd get my encounter through those raid dens. So on my way to Motostoke, I grabbed Super Saiyan Blue Goku the Togepi and Coke Can the Joltik. And I'm not gonna lie, I got really lucky. Despite both raid battles only being 1 star, Togepi and Joltik were levels 15 and 18 respectively, and could have easily taken out my level 12 starter if they had turned their attacks on me. After arriving in Motostoke, I fished up Desk the Barboach and decided to call it for day 1. Before going into day 2, this feels like a good time to mention that I'm obviously skipping over a lot of minor details, because otherwise this video would be several hours long. I mean, the script for this is 40 pages, so it's at least going to be an hour. But if you want to see my whole journey, bigger, longer, and uncut, I've included a link to a playlist that contains all of the unedited VODs for this challenge that were uploaded on my VODs channel. If you want to be part of future videos as they're recorded live, I stream all the challenges I do over on Twitch, which is also linked in the description. Day 2 started with me catching RCM Jig the Gossifleur. And if you know what an RCM Jig is, or if you own one, I'm going to call the police. From there, I ran through generic dungeon number 1, stomped everyone's least favorite twink, and stormed into the grass gym to grab my first badge. And with Remote the Score Bunny having evolved into Raboot, I'm sure you can guess how this fight went. Thankfully, there's only one route between the first and second gyms, where I beat up a couple My Chemical Romance fans and fought my rival for the 12th time. Right before Nessa's gym, RCM Jig evolved into Eldegoss, which pretty much guaranteed a deathless victory. With just 2 max overgrows, my Eldegoss was able to take down Nessa's Ace Dreadnought, and it was time to go back to the wheel. So, Pokemon Shield, I got 2 badges, so I'm not quite, I wouldn't say I'm quite 25% of the way. Alright, yeah, that looks about right. Check the wheel, click spin. There we go. Pokemon White 2, okay. Now, if you were paying attention at the beginning, you may have wondered why I decided to go with Pokemon White 2 over Pokemon White. And really, it's because I've only beaten Black and White 2 once, back when I first played the game. So I figured I'd choose them for the Gen 5 rep in this challenge. After destroying my rival with Logitech the Tepig, I made my way north to Flossessy Ranch, and along the way, I remembered that the first gym in White 2 is actually pretty tough. Normal-type Pokemon only have one weakness. Their Stab Tackle is buffed to 50 base power in Gen 5, and both of Charon's Pokemon have Work Up, which makes them even scarier. To make this worse, there is only one Pokemon you can get prior to the first gym that both does super effective damage on normal types and resist them, Lucario. In Flossessy Ranch, there's a 5% chance to find Riolu, and since it's a friendship evolution, you can just run back and forth and level up once to evolve into Lucario. Unfortunately, I did not get a Riolu. In fact, none of my encounters prior to Charon eased my worries. It really seemed like this journey would be over before it had even begun. But with no other options, I gritted my teeth and dove right in. I'm not gonna lose the battle, but I probably will lose at least one Pokemon. Alright, let's... Sand Attack. Oh! Just play smart. No. Alright, let's go Leer. This is very, very bad. Oh, this is so bad. Alright, I'm faster. Let's see if we get a flinch. Bro, what? Do I have the top percentage of Patrat? Oh my god. Yeah, let's see how much a bite does. Oh, I didn't even need to use Thunder Wave. That was what I was gonna do. Oh, I forgot to equip my Oran Berries. I did 12. So a crit kills here. Oh. But chances are Charon's gonna heal. Yeah. Hey, please don't crit me. Oh my god, dude. Perfect. Let's go. Thankfully, I was able to make it through Deathless, and I made my way over to Burbank City. Despite only getting one more encounter before the second gym, Roxy was incredibly easy to take out. Her coughing went down to a handful of Thundershocks from Bag the Flaffy, and her Whirlipede was taken out by a couple of flame charges from Logi, who had evolved into Pignite. Now with 2 badges and no deaths, it was time to spin the wheel once again. Let's see what we get. Hopefully the site doesn't lag to holy hell this time. Oh my god, what the? It's because of all these damn ads. There's so many ads on this site. There it goes. Ooh, platinum, okay. Now in the lovely Sinnoh region, I picked up Button the Turtwig and grabbed all the encounters I had access to. And since I've played platinum more times than I can count, I have this early game down to a science. Grab the starter on Route 201. As soon as you get Pokeballs, grab the Lake Verity and Route 202 encounters, go north of Jubilife and grab the Old Rod, backtrack to Twin Leaf Town and fish up Magikarp, then go north of Jubilife and grab the encounters from Route 204 and the Ragged Path, finally fight the rival on Route 203 and attempt to catch an Abra, which we will most likely not be able to do. On the beginning of day 3, thanks to the power of Quick Claw Turtwig, I was able to destroy Rourke's Cranidos and earn Platinum's first gym badge. Before getting the second, I had a quick stop at the Valley Windworks where I came face to face with the first mildly scary trainer of the game, Mars. Ooh, nice one chop. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Get the Intim. Holy shit. Alright. Alright, TV. Okay. Yum, yum, yum. Dude, the Quick Claw does not stop. Oh, easy. The only other battle of note for this section was the second gym battle against Gardenia. TV the Zubat evolved into Golbat while fighting the gym trainers, so by spamming Pluck and Wing Attack, I was easily able to take her out. Alright, Platinum, I wouldn't say I'm as far as White, well, yeah, I'd say I'm about as far as White 2 in terms of pacing, maybe a little, I feel like White 2 is a little shorter. Ooh, Pokemon Shield, okay! So Pokemon Shield has the honor of being the first game in this challenge that I got to play more than once, which I was completely fine with. Pokemon Shield is known to be one of the easiest games in the franchise, so I was excited to make some good progress. After a meeting with Chairman, I'm definitely not the bad guy Rose, I ran into Bede, who was out for revenge for the thrashing I gave him in Galar Mine number 1. Oh, okay, no, the Krogunk did I was about to say, did the damage from my fight with Binnacle save? No! What? Bro, what? I thought I was at least gonna get another badge in this game, holy shit! So right before this fight, I battled a wild Krogunk and caught him no problem. But during that fight, Kokan took some damage, and I forgot to heal before getting into the fight with Bede. R.I.P. Kokan. Ooh, Pokemon Fire Red! I am fine with that. I should be able to get through that one pretty quickly. Ah, Pokemon Fire Red. I genuinely think I've put more time into this one video game than I have any other. I know it like the back of my hand, so Nuzlocking it shouldn't be that bad, right? Well, that would be right if I wasn't such an idiot. Picking Bulbasaur in Elk's Lab basically guarantees Brock and Misty are a cakewalk. Squirtle means that Brock is free, and as long as you pick up a grass type before Misty, you should be fine. But I decided to go with Charmander, because let's face it, the Charmander line is just so underrated. Despite Printer the Charmander not being good against Brock, as long as I was able to catch a Mankey on Route 22, I should have no trouble getting the first badge. So did I get a Mankey? Nope. I got a bird, a rat, and a couple of bugs. Surely I could still get through this fight, right? Alright, Geodude does not know any Rock-type moves. How much is that doing? That's did 5 hit points. I'm going poison powder. It's faster than me? Oh, no, bro. Alright, not monkey. Oh, Ratsu miss? Okay. That's 2 defense drops. Oh, that is 30% of my health. No! Bye! Alright, I might as well stay in and just keep spamming it, because now I can't switch out anyway. I might be losing 2 Pokemon in this fight. Which, spinning the wheel twice would be stupid, so it's obviously like one... Like, if a fight has a death in it, is when I spin. R.I.P. not monkey. But hey, you know what? I've already had a bunch of deaths so far. Might as well keep going. Acer, you're gonna go sand attack. Okay, that's a dead bird. Oh my god! He said, I'm not letting another one of my teammates die for me. And he backed. But that does mean I have to spin the wheel again. Alright, next game. Something good, something good, something good. No! You see, I love the Gen 9 games. Despite the loads of very valid criticism these games face, I have very fond memories of my first playthrough of Scarlet and my hardcore Nuzlocke of Violet. But in terms of this challenge, I was dreading playing Pokemon Scarlet, as it is one of the longest mainline Pokemon games. In order to complete the Nuzlocke, you have to collect 18 badges, defeat the Elite Four, and defeat the final boss in the pits of Area 0. And oh my god, there is so much dialogue in this game. Even if you just spam A through the whole intro, it takes over an hour to reach the open world section of the game. But I knew if I could just push through the beginning of the game, I could have some fun exploring the Paldea region again. So that meant I just had to bear down, push through, and eventually You know, I didn't really think I was going to wipe in any of the games, so I didn't think of what to do if that happens. So I just decided that if I wipe in a game, I'd remove it from the roulette wheel. Meaning if I wiped in all of the games, the challenge would end in failure. Unfortunate. But we move on. Pokemon Scarlet, you are officially being removed from rotation, which honestly, I'm kind of fine with. I really don't mind. Okay, alright. Do your thing, do your thing. Okay, apparently we're playing Pokemon Emerald. After that devastating loss in Pokemon Scarlet, I needed to pick me up. And thankfully, Pokemon Emerald delivered. I grabbed the objectively best starter from Professor Birch's bag, and grabbed my early game encounters, which easily carried me through the first 2 gyms. Playlist the Mudkip easily took out Roxanne's whole team by only spamming Water Gun. I actually entered the gym slightly under the level cap, so Mudkip didn't accidentally reach level 17 before evolving and miss out on learning Mudshot. Next up was Brawly, but I thankfully had a secret weapon to one-shot his whole team. In Petalburg Woods, while I was hoping for a Slack Off, my encounter was Slackent the Talo. Slackent was blessed with the Guts ability, which increases attack power if the user is poisoned, burned, or paralyzed. And since the Petalburg Woods were filled with Wurmple that all knew Poison Sting, poisoning my bird was extremely easy to do before taking on Hoenn's fighting type master. With the boost from Guts, Slackent was able to tear through Brawly's Pokemon. This earned me the second Hoenn gym badge and sent me back to the wheel. No! Hoggies Pokemon Ultra. Well, technically it's Pokemon Ultra Moon, but damn it. And with that, at around 7.5 hours in, I had finally played every game on the wheel. And oh boy, is Ultra Moon a doozy. Until the release of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Ultra Sun and Moon were the only Pokemon games to not only give enemy trainers good IVs, but EVs as well. Meaning the boss trainers all have roided out Pokemon that make getting through this game a huge pain in the ass. Also, Ultra Necrozma. If you know, you know. My starter this time around was RIP Citra the Popplio. From there, I saved the fart cloud from Chowder from a flock of Spearow, defeated Hau in front of all of his friends and family, and toured through the trainer school so I could reach Howoli City. In the city, I came face to face with Ilima and his surprisingly strong normal type Pokemon. Yungoos, we're gonna fake out, and then bite. $30 down to 15. Just 50% health. Oh, flinched. Let's go. Stop with the potions. Watch it now. Okay. Yungoos down. Okay, now I'm going to go to Microplastic. 38 to 25. That is 13. All right. Poison gas. I should probably just start attacking. It has a full heal? Okay, I can re-poison it. As long as Ilima does not have another full heal. Dude, even the early game fights are hard. Woo! Okay, alright, and poison takes it out. Holy, that was close. With Ilima defeated, I went north to Route 3 where I caught Joe Mama the Makuhita. And since the first totem Pokemon in Ultra Moon is the dark and normal Alolan Raticate, this would be a no-brainer. Before going into the trial, I need to address the level cap situation for the game. While the level cap for this totem fight is 12, if you try to leave the trial area, you have to start all over again. And since EXP is super easy to gain in Ultra Moon, chances are at least one of your Pokemon is going to pass the level cap while you're doing the trial. So I decided that the level cap for totem Pokemon would end as soon as I entered their respective trial zone. Unfortunately, I decided this just a little too late. Oh, I thought that. Super Fang? God damn it. Okay, yeah, there goes its Petra Berry. Wait, Poison Gas hits both? Microplastic avoided? No! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Stop! Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Alright, I'll fake out Big Boss Raticate. Oh my god, that did nothing. No, why did I go bite? Oh, Jesus. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say that the level cap ends once you enter the trial. Because there's no way I could have gone back and swapped out my Pokemon, so that's kind of bullshit. Oh, I didn't heal Joe Mama. Well, I might as well try to do... I already have to roll the wheel after this, so might as well try to do is... Okay, Clemmy's dead. Alright, Force Palm. Honestly, the Rattata is kind of fucking... It has Fury Swipes? Living on one! Okay, alright, well, alright, now I've got the rule in place. Now... With 2 unfortunate deaths, that meant at the start of day 4, I once again had to spin the wheel. This website gets a little laggy. No! Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I really did not want to play Pokemon Platinum today. But you know what? Dems the rules. Now that I was back in Pokemon Platinum, I had quite the tricky boss fight to deal with. Galactic Commander Jupiter only has 2 Pokemon, but her Skuntank is a beast. It can only take super effective hits from ground type moves, and it also has Stab Night Slash, which has a heightened chance of getting a critical hit. So even if you get multiple attack drops on this stinky monster, it can bypass all of those and hit like a truck. That being said, I got incredibly lucky. Her Zubat went down to a single spark from Box the Luxio, and Skuntank came out. Before Box could take too much damage, I managed to set up 2 Leers, and then I swapped to Piccolo the Gyarados. I then realized that with just a few Dragon Rages and no critical hit Night Slashes, I could take out Jupiter's ace Pokemon. And thankfully, Skuntank didn't get a single critical hit, which meant she went down to Piccolo's Dragon Rage. On the way to Hardhome City, I picked up Goten the Togepi from an egg, Thwagon the Gibble from Wayward Cave, and I could have caught a Gallade to be if the damn thing didn't teleport away. Fantina is next on the chopping block, but even though her team of ghosts can be difficult, I've been around the block enough times to know the perfect counter for Fantina's team. Okay, more than likely, Duskull's gonna use Will-O-Wisp, but I have a Lumberry, so that's fine. Okay, going right to Miss Magius. I think I'm gonna stay in for a turn. I think I can take one Psybeam. That makes things for Goten way easier. Okay, this is why I have a Lumberry. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's super annoying. Please, Goten. Come on. Oh, let's go. Ooh, and snapped out of confusion and hit with the sweet kiss. Ooh, easy. And this is just the. Oh. The only other battle of note here was against Maylene, but it ended up being even easier than Fantina. TV managed to one-shot both Meditite and Machoke thanks to a lucky crit. And Button, now a Torterra, knocked out Maylene's Lucario with a single Earthquake. So Platinum, I'd say that's pretty good progress. That looks about right. And let's see what game is next. Ooh, okay. When I started this day, I was super hopeful I'd get to play Fire Red again, so I could make up for the poor performance from the day before. Despite only having 2 Pokemon, there were a couple of potential encounters that could help turn things around. On Route 3, I was hoping to pick up a Nidoran male since it can evolve all the way to Nidoking before fighting Misty. Instead, I found a Spearow. But that's okay, because in Mount Moon I had a high chance of catching Geodude, which would pretty much guarantee a Deathless Lieutenant Surge. Instead, I found a Paris. Okay, but on Route 4, I accidentally KO my encounter, meaning I only had 4 Pokemon on my team by the time I made it to Cerulean City. On the plus side, my salvation was just across the Nugget Bridge, as between routes 24 and 25, I had a guaranteed chance of catching Oddish, which would make beating Misty super simple. But first, I needed to beat my rival in front of the bridge, which shouldn't be so bad. Shit! God damn it! Fuck. Oh, that is not good. God damn it! No! I don't want to play Pokemon Platinum! I spent the first part of the stream playing Platinum. God. I honestly couldn't tell you why I was dreading playing Pokemon Platinum. It's one of my favorite Pokemon games. I think I just really wanted to play more Fire Red to prove I'm not incompetent in Nuzlocke. After beating the Galactic Grunts in Veilstone, I ran south to Route 214 and caught another one of my favorite Pokemon, Houndour. As a kid, this thing would always be on my teams in Platinum, and since competition is so scarce, it really is one of the best fire types in the Sinnoh region. But since the next gym leader is Crasher Wake, Doggy would need to sit on the bench for just a little bit. Speaking of Crasher Wake, he was the next obstacle on our way to victory. Okay, he does start with Gyarados. Even with -1 attack, a Thunderfang should still kill. Oh. Of course. Of course. Alright, stab. Quad, super effective. Alright, that kills. I'll go Piccolo first, get the attack drop. Okay, I can do one more. I'll go back to box. It's -2. Okay. Alright. Okay. Got a little scary there, but not too bad. 5 badges in, and I decided my team needed a little extra juice. So I grabbed the Dawnstone from Route 212 and used it on Armin the routes that I had caught on Route 209 to evolve him into Gallade. After leaving Pastoria, I chased down a terrorist, bought Cyrus in the Celestic Ruins, destroyed my rival on the Canalate Bridge, and challenged Byron for my next badge. Alright, doggy. Flame for easy. Alright, again, flamethrower. Oh no, a Bastiodon. Oh my god. Oh no, oh Jesus, oh man. Please give me something different. I don't, please, well, no matter what, I'm not playing Platinum again. You almost got me there. You almost got me there. Now this section of Pokemon Emerald, with the team I had, shouldn't have given me trouble. Marshtomp carries all the way to Flannery, and as long as I got some good encounters along the way, she shouldn't have been too bad. So as long as I don't make any stupid decisions, it shouldn't... Okay, never mind, back to the wheel. Let's see what it is. It was kind of over for Fire Red, but I'll take Heart Gold. Back in Heart Gold, it was time to prepare for the infamous gym battle against Whitney and her devilish Miltank. And while I don't find this fight quite as hard as most people do, I didn't have a great box to take her on. But in Goldenrod City, a random NPC was looking to give away his Machop named Muscle, who had an attack boosting nature and the Guts ability. In return, he required a Drowsy. And thankfully, Drowsy appears 50% of the time on Route 34. But against all odds, I found a 5% Ditto instead. Thankfully, Drowsy is also available on Route 35, but only appears 20% of the time. And with both genders of Nidoran take up 60% of the encounter table, things weren't exactly lining up in my favor. But not to worry, because Drowsy becomes an almost guaranteed encounter with a little trick called Repel Manipulation. You see, a Repel doesn't make it so no wild Pokemon appear. Instead, it makes all wild Pokemon who are lower level than the first Pokemon in your party not appear. And on Route 35, only 2 Pokemon can appear at level 14, Drowsy and Hoot Hoot. So by leading with Goop the Ditto at level 14 and using a Super Repel, I was able to secure the Drowsy, who I instantly traded for Muscle the Machop. But would one muscular child be enough to turn the tides against Whitney's cow? Ooh, nice! Nice one shot. How much did that do? That did 24. Ooh, I should have prepared better for this fight. I'm gonna go for Karate Chop because I think she's gonna heal. Okay. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. I go for Gohan. It's got good defense, 51. Okay, that's good. Let me try. Okay, I'll try it. Oh, frickin' Attract. Okay, I think that counts as a status affliction. So this'll proc Lumberry. I'll stay in and see if I can get off a yawn. Okay, I'll say it one more time. Come on. All right, screw it. I'm going for it. We're going Karate Chop. Come on, stay asleep one more turn. Oh my god. Holy. Okay, maybe Whitney is actually hard. Day 5 began with the trek to Morty's gym in Ecruteak City. At first glance, I didn't have any Pokemon that would do well against his ghost types, but it turns out one of my more forgettable encounters was about to prove its worth. Back in the Sprout Tower, I caught Monitor the Rattata, who just so happened to have an adamant nature and the Guts ability. So by evolving Monitor into Raticate, teaching it Crunch, and letting a wild coughing from the burnt tower poison him, my fat rat was able to feast on the souls of the damned and single-handedly earn the Fog Badge. Alright, Pokemon Shield. So to be honest, not much happened this time around in Pokemon Shield. I fought Kabu for the Fire Badge, and while the beginning of the fight went fairly well, I unfortunately lost Desk the Barboach to Scorch's Max Flutterby. Thankfully, Poster the Carkol was able to take out the behemoth with 2 ancient powers, but this was the beginning of a weird phenomena with Pokemon Shield. For the life of me, I was unable to hold on to any water-type Pokemon in this run. I barely encountered any water types, and the ones I managed to catch, let's just say they weren't long for this world. You'll see what I mean. I'm okay with Fire Red. I need to redeem myself with Fire Red. Finally, it was time for my Fire Red redemption. Or so I thought. For now, I was tasked with making it past Nugget Bridge with just 3 Pokemon. By being cautious, I was able to get past the Nugget trainers and grab Vidalia the Oddish from Route 24. Now armed with 2 grass types, I was able to destroy Misty Starfish and earn a Deathless Cascade Badge. And after the massacre in Brock's gym, that felt pretty good. Following the second gym, I grabbed 3 new encounters, which meant I finally had enough Pokemon for a full team. Which is crazy since I was about a 4th through the game. One of my encounters was Linkle the Diglett, who in an ideal world would have been able to solo Lieutenant Surge's team. But this is not an ideal world, and I lost both Cat the Meowth to a critical hit from my rival's Pidgeotto, and Linkle the Diglett to his Raticate's Hyper Fang. This meant it was wheel time, but things in Fire Red were looking dire. For now, it was back to Pokemon White 2, where I was forced to do the Pokemon Studios tutorial. Thankfully, it didn't take too long, and I hopped on the ferry to Castelia City. Berg was the next gym leader in my way, but with just a few flame charges from Logi the Pig Knight, I was able to secure another badge. The next gym leader was the Electric Master Elisa, and up to this point, I didn't have any good encounters for Electric-type Pokemon. Thankfully, the next 3 routes are all desert areas, so I was hoping to get something there, but on Route 4 I found a Darumaka, in the Relic Passage I found a Yamask, and while I did find a Trapinch in the Desert Resort, I accidentally killed it, meaning I was about to take on Elisa with no Ground-type Pokemon and no electric resistances. Alright, this thing likes to go for Volt Switch, but it could use a Flying-type move, so I'm going to Protect to see what it goes for. Suit. You've got to be kidding me! If I could prevent her from using Volt Switch on a Molga, that would be huge. Stop, please! Oh, she used it anyway! No! Alright, well, it's probably going to go for Flame Charge. Okay. God damn it. You got... Son of a bitch! Oh, no, bro. This'll poison somebody. Hopefully. No? Okay. Shit. Unideal, but like I said, I have to change games anyway after this. Ooh, wait, Citrus Berry, come on, come on. Ooh, I think that's out of healing range. Okay, finally, finally, one of her Pokemon is down. I think Rog might just do it. No! No, 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 no! We're going, hey sisters. She might be going down. Or he. I don't even know what gender it is. Alright, let's see how much Psyshock does. Oh! Hey sisters lives another day. Oh my god. Something good, something good, something good, something good. Ooh. Okay, Platinum is interesting. At this point, I really thought Pokemon Platinum would be the winning game. At the beginning of day 6, I had 6 badges in Sinnoh, so if I continued my deathless run, I would only need to roll Platinum one more time. But my dear viewer, life hardly goes the way you want it to. You'll see what I mean soon enough. In the meantime, it was time to do the endgame Galactic plotline, which took me to the various lakes throughout the Sinnoh region to take on the Galactic executives. In between the 2nd and 3rd lakes, I stopped off at Snow Point City so I could grab another badge. While Candace's first 3 Pokemon weren't hard to take down, her Frostlass can be problematic. Not only is she prone to spamming Double Team, but she also has the Snow Cloak ability which raises her evasion in the snow. And since a Bomb of Snow sets up Hail automatically, she's guaranteed to have a buffed evasion stat as soon as she comes in. So to counteract this, I gave Doggy the Houndoom Sunny Day, and to boot, she was able to hit through 2 Double Teams to one-shot Frostlass with a Sun-boosted Flamethrower. This meant it was time for the Galactic Gauntlet, which starts at the Veilstone City, takes me to the Spear Pillar, and concludes with the fight against Cyrus in the Distortion World. Between all of the fights against all the Galactic Grunts and Executives alike, there are a lot of battles in this part of the game, and thankfully I was able to get through all of them without a single death. But then, it came time for the final fight with Cyrus. Under hardcore Nuzlocke rules, I fully believe this is one of the hardest fights in the Pokemon franchise. All of Cyrus' Pokemon are powerful, have beneficial abilities, high IVs, and come packed with coverage moves that make playing on set mode a major problem. But just like any difficult battle in a Pokemon game, with proper planning and a well thought out strategy, it can be made much simpler. But because this dumbass just wanted to finish the challenge, I jumped into the fight with a half-cocked plan and a dream. Oh, I should have equipped like a... Oh, okay, it has Will-O-Wisp, so I'm very glad it did not go for it. But it burnt anyway. Okay. Okay, that does a ton. Okay, I should be able to survive one more, even with the burn. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's one down. He's gonna use Drill Peck. Although Gallade might have been low enough for a random move. Okay, Drill Peck, good. You've got to be kidding me. That is so bad. That is really fucking bad. You've got to be kidding me. That does nothing. And a crit? Oh my... Dude. You've got to be kidding me. I couldn't have gotten a crit back. Okay, at least that does over... Fuck off. Ooh, nice. Okay, that's a good start. Hit yourself, hit yourself, hit yourself, hit yourself. Okay. Come on, don't kill in one, don't kill in one. Okay. Oh, please don't heal. Oh, please don't heal. Oh, I thought he was gonna heal. Oh, hit yourself or miss, hit yourself or miss. Okay, it went for a waterfall, so that means it's a guaranteed kill here. Okay. Oh, if only I still had Gyarados left alive. Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, I think this isn't happening. Yeah. Might as well get it to -1. Oh my gosh. Okay, that should be enough to take out Weavile. Okay. Okay, Weavile down. Honchkrow has a speed of 85. Oh my god, I outspeed. I swear to god, if I lose this... Oh, I just gotta go for Flamethrower. I think this is it. 45 down to 67. Flinch, fuck off. Yeah, this is it. This was rough, and I had no one to blame but myself. I was so impatient and just wanted this challenge to be over. But by avoiding planning for this super difficult fight, I inadvertently added at least another 10 hours to this challenge. Let this be a lesson, dear viewer. It's either plan now, or curse yourself for not planning when an overgrown troll doll kills your animals in an alternate dimension. Remove Platinum from the wheel. We now have 7 games left. What is next? Something I can stand. I don't want to play Shield. Coming off of a loss like that, I wasn't messing around anymore. So to make sure I didn't wipe in another game I had made lots of progress in, I wanted to fill my box with plenty of good encounters. On my way to Hammerlock, I stopped by a couple of raid dens to grab some more Pokemon, one of which was Mushroom the Morlul. She may not be useful now, but her day will soon come. After dealing with some story stuff, I realized I could use a vacation, so I hopped on the train to the Isle of Armor where there was plenty of encounters to be had. The most notable were Opera GX the Zorua, Nimbus the Rockruff, and Fwagi the Timpole. Upon returning to mainland Galar, I wanted to see what my new recruits could do, so it was time for them to help me secure the Ghost-type badge from Alistair. Opera GX, who evolved into Zoroark, took out Alistair's first 2 Pokemon with Night Slash. I had to pivot to RCM Jig when Cursula came out since Mimikyu got off a Baby Doll Eyes on Opera. Between Curse and Hex damage, RCM Jig fell to just 9 HP. I swapped back to Opera GX, and despite him resisting Hex, it still did nearly 50% HP. Thankfully, he was able to outspeed Alistair's remaining 2 Pokemon, so a Max Darkness apiece took out both of them and won me the battle. The next gym battle against Opal is pretty much immediately after Alistair, and she was just as easy to take down. Between my pretty solid team and the random stat buffs you get during her battle, her fairy types fell and I earned another badge. What game am I playing next? This section of Pokemon Emerald is where Playlist the Marshtomp really gets to shine. It starts with a battle against Watson, which Playlist was able to handle on his own. Thanks to the Soft Sand, which boosts the power of ground-type moves, Playlist was able to one-shot every member of Watson's team with Mudshot, except for his ace Manectric, who went down to 2 Mudshots instead. Against Maxie, both the Mighty Anna and Slack at the now Swellow took out Maxie's Bat and Dog, which allowed Playlist to take out his Fat Cow with a critical hit Water Gun. And while you'd think a Water and Ground-type Pokemon would be able to solo the Fire Gym, you'd be mistaken because of Flannery's annoying Torkoal. Torkoal has Sunny Day to boost the power of fire moves, Body Slam to do heavy damage and potentially paralyze, Attract, and Overheat, which is a stab 150 base power move. And even though Overheat lowers the user's special attack after each use, Torkoal's White Herb negates the first stat drop, meaning she can fire off 2 fully powered Overheats, which have the potential to be boosted by the sun. So even a Pokemon that resists fire types is most likely going to die in one shot. On the plus side, Overheat only has 5 PP, and the boost from Sunny Day only lasts a few turns. At the current level cap, I was able to evolve Board the Wingull into Pelipper and teach him Protect. The goal was to stall Torkoal out of most of its Overheat PP to allow Playlist to come in and clean up with a few Mudshots. So let's see how that plan played out.
Attract. Mobilize by love.
Holy shit! Okay. That's its game. That's its game. Sunlight faded. Good. If I lose this Pelipper, I'm really not that broken up about it.
Come on.
Oh! Are the stars aligning? Oh! No! Oh, but it's got the White Herb. Jesus Christ! Come on, buddy. Oh no! Oh, I don't know if the crit mattered, but either way, thank God. Not the cleanest victory, but hey, we take those. Emerald, I just beat badge number 4. I would say Norman is about the halfway point of the game, so I think I'd put Emerald around the same as White 2, maybe a little further. Let's see what it is. No! I managed to avoid it for about 16 hours, but it was once again time to play Pokemon X. Or so I thought, because just a few minutes after booting up my very real Nintendo 3DS, this happened. From Palace. Oh, I could get a sword guy here. I forget what he's called. Man, Furfuro. Oh, Jesus. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no, bro. Am I about to wipe? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I wiped? I mean, I know I didn't want to play this game, but are you kidding? Now, I know how this looks. With how much I've been complaining about playing Pokemon X, it seems like this was intentional so I wouldn't have to play it anymore. But I assure you, I had no idea what I was getting into with that double battle. And unfortunately, early game Furfuru is just busted. One of these fancy dogs is already enough of a pain, so dealing with 2 at a time isn't ideal. Oh well, we move on. Oh my god. Heart Gold? I'll take Heart Gold. I'll take Heart Gold. I don't exactly know what was happening during this stream, but this was not my night. Heart Gold was pretty uneventful this time around until I made it to Chuck's gym. Against his Primeape, I sadly lost Speakers the Butterfree because I didn't realize Primeape had Vital Spirit to prevent being put to sleep. Camera, now for Alligator, was able to come in and hit through multiple double teams and eventually take out Primeape with Surf. But Poliwrath was even more bloodthirsty than Primeape and managed to take out both Monitor the Raticate and Mags the Magneton, which I had just caught outside of All-Align City. Against Camera, Poliwrath kept spamming Focus Punch while I spammed Headbutt to ruin his focus. Once he reached low HP, he switched to using Body Slam and knocked Camera into the yellow. Figuring he was out of Focus Punch, I swapped to Monitor so I could take out Poliwrath with a quick attack, but when I did, Poliwrath charged a Focus Punch and fired it off for the one-shot after I switched. A similar thing happened with Mags before Gohan was able to take out the Muscle Frog with an extra sensory. Losing half the team in one battle was a harsh blow, but on the plus side, I now had access to Fly the next time I rolled Heart Gold. Back to the DS. Last we left off in the land of Unova, things weren't looking so good, and this section didn't exactly help lighten the mood. Because the next gym leader is Clay, who has a very scary Excadrill to deal with, and just like Elisa, I didn't have a great team to deal with his ground types. On the way to Driftvale, I picked up a Ducklet named Chuck, and on Route 6, I caught Be Good the Meryl. And sadly, he was not good, as he had the thick fat ability instead of huge power. But in this case, I had to work with what I had, and added him to the team. Also, right before the fight, I accidentally overleveled him by 1 level, but we're just gonna ignore that. Thankfully, I was able to take down Clay's team, but not without losing Rog the Gigalith and WSR the Levani. Oh, wow. While writing the script for this video, I made the sad realization that Ultra Moon was the only game I played on day 7 where I didn't lose multiple Pokemon. But there was still a death. Well, I had a pretty good team to take on Kahuna Hala. Right at the start of the fight, he swapped from Machop to his Crabrawler, who knew Pursuit. My first Pokemon was Drake the Drifloon, who needed 3 Gusts to take out Crabrawler, and would take super effective damage from Pursuit. I figured even though Pursuit does double damage on the switch, it was better to try to do it now than when Drake was at half HP. But even from full HP, Crabrawler was able to one-shot my Balloon. QT, the Cutiefly, came in to sweep the rest of his team, and it was on to the next game, Pokemon Shield. On the way to the Ice-type gym, I caught Bill, the female Berserker, who is probably one of my favorite Gen 8 Pokemon. I was hoping I would catch a Galarian Meowth much earlier, but better late than never, I suppose. Bill joined the team for the fight against Melanie, along with Fwoggy, the now Seismitoad, and Litterbox, the main Nectric. And even though Ice types, according to the greatest Pokemon player in the world, are the worst type of Pokemon, I still managed to have multiple losses during this fight. The first was against Melanie's Ice Cube, and in my defense, this thing is so unremarkable that I always forget it exists. So I wasn't aware of its ability Ice Face, which acts like Mimikyu's disguise ability, but only for physical moves. So I went for Drain Punch from Fwoggy, which only managed to break the stupid Ice Face, and Ice Q used Freeze Dry, an Ice-type move that is able to hit Water types for super effective damage. And since Seismitoad is also a Ground type, Freeze Dry was a 4 times effective move that sent my big frog to the Shadow Realm. The second loss was against Melanie's ace Lapras. The Gigantamax Dino did a little over 50% HP to Dynamax Bill with Max Geyser. Thankfully, I was able to stall out the last 2 Dynamax turns by protecting Bill with 2 Max Guards in a row. From there, I swapped in Litterbox, who fell to just 9 HP from a rain-boosted Surf. On the next turn, I was able to outspeed and nearly KO with Discharge, which meant Lapras was able to take out my Manectric with an Icy Wind. Opera GX came in on the next turn and finished off Lapras with Night Slash, marking the end of the bloodiest day of the challenge so far. Heart Gold was the first game I rolled on day 8, so it was time to get revenge against the Ice-type community. Because even though Price is technically the 7th gym leader, his strongest Pokemon is level 34, while Jasmine Steelix is level 35. Gotta love Johto, folks. Between the combined efforts of Muscle and Camera, I was able to commit Elder Abuse and earn an easy 6 badge. I then immediately rushed over to Jasmine's gym and destroyed her team as well. 3DS the Sandslash was able to solo her team by spamming Dig. Day 8 is already going way better than Day 7. Next up is Pokemon Shield, and if I could just make it through Deathless, I could hypothetically get all 8 badges. But fate had other plans, because I almost immediately lost RCM Jig the Eldegoss to a Wild Octillery's Ice Beam. Well, technically Ice Beam didn't take out RCM Jig, but the hail damage after the Ice Beam did. Thankfully, I was able to catch the bastard, and I gave him a very appropriate name. Then it was back to Ultra Moon, and look. This script is long as hell, meaning this video is pretty long as well. So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I wiped. The Totemo Rakwanid decimated my entire team with his dastardly bubbles. Though let's be real, there was no way in hell I was going to beat Ultra Moon. Maybe one day, but certainly not for this challenge. Also, for the sake of time, I'm gonna speed through the next few spins. Next was Pokemon Heart Gold, where I lost Stevie the Espeon against my rival in the Goldenrod Underground. After was Fire Red, but I accidentally forgot to refresh the feed, so the gameplay wasn't showing for the entire section. I honestly don't remember what happened, but I think I lost an Arbok in Lieutenant Surge's gym. In Emerald, I managed to get all the way to Winona without losing any Pokemon, but I did have a very close call against Norman Slacky. This is gonna be... Oh my god, the poison might kill me.
Okay.
Come on. Holy crap. After Emerald was Fire Red again, where I managed to eke out a victory by spamming Dig with Not Dude the Parasect. Though Not Dude eventually went down to Shockwave spam, and Vidalia had to come in and finish off Raichu with a few acids. Then I was back in Heart Gold, where I made it through most of the Team Rocket storyline in Goldenrod, and sadly lost iPhone the Pidgeotto to Ariana's Vileplume. Next I rolled White 2, but I really didn't feel like doing all the Pokemon World Tournament stuff, so I decided to pick this back up on day 9. On the next day, I made it to Chargestone Cave, where I lost Hey Sisters the Duosian and Bucky the Axew to a random triple battle, which marked 50 deaths in the challenge so far. But finally, there was some good to be had, because out of nowhere, I started to make a comeback in Fire Red. After making it through Rock Tunnel, I headed straight to Celadon to grab an easy 4th badge. Then it was time for the typical Kanto mid-game stuff, including the Rocket Hideout, Pokemon Tower, and exploring the southern half of the region. Along the way, I caught the Ghastly, who quickly evolved into Gengar, and Alvita the Snorlax. Koga tried to slow me down with his poison types, but steamrolled his entire team with a handful of Psychics. I briefly had to play White 2 again, but a random trainer in Chargestone Cave killed half my team, so we're just not going to talk about that and go back to Fire Red. Despite the rocky start, my team was looking strong now, and it was only getting stronger as I added Surf Gal the Lapras to the team. With my lineup of powerhouses, I was able to take down Giovanni at the Silphco, Sabrina, and Blaine without any deaths, meaning the next time I rolled Fire Red, I could potentially make it to the Elite Four. But for now, it was back to Shield, where I started by going to Hammerlock Hills to catch a Clefable from a raid den. But let's face it, Teehee here will never see any use. I have Super Saiyan Blue Goku the Togekiss on my side, and you just can't beat Goku. To prove his superiority, Goku swept most of Piers' team and graciously allowed Bill to tag in so she could KO the Skuntank with a couple of Iron Heads. It was then a straight shot to Raihan's gym in Hammerlock, but an unexpected foe stood in my way. No, not brown-skinned Walter White! He spent too much time in Mexico and the yellow tint on the screen stuck on his skin. Sword and Shield battle animations. Mildly scary. No! Why can't I have a water-type Pokemon? Jesus Christ, that thing's set up on me! Damn you, dark-skinned Walter White. I guess Murderer got what was coming to him. Back in Emerald, I finished a majority of the endgame Team Aqua and Magma questline by beating Team Aqua at Mount Pyre and defeating Maxie at the Magma Hideout. Upon returning to Lily Cove to defeat Team Aqua at their base, I decided to take on the optional rival fight so I could get access to the Lily Cove department store. And during the fight, Brendan's Grovyle got a critical hit Leaf Blade on Humpy the Camerupt, which killed him. Losing a Pokemon in a Nuzlocke always sucks, but losing a Pokemon to an optional trainer is even worse. Back in Shield, I needed to find a replacement water type. Because I now had the bike upgrade that allowed me to ride across water, I returned to the Isle of Armor to get another raid encounter. Not only was I able to catch Savior the Seadra, but I also grabbed the Dragon Scale and evolved him into Kingdra. It was then time for the final gym battle against Raihan and his VGC Sand team. This is without a doubt one of the toughest fights in the game and requires a lot of planning to beat Deathless. But since I'm impatient, I did what I always do and just hoped for the best. So I think, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to fake out Flygon and Icy Wind. Oh, it hits both. That's unfortunate. Surely this kills Flygon. Okay, good. Oh. Yikes! So I'm gonna go back to Bill, and then I'm going to Dynamax and go Max Geyser into Sandaconda. I don't think this will one-shot. Okay, at one-shot. When the rain starts, but is it gonna use like Sand Belly or whatever, Sand Spit? Okay, it immediately sets up the sand again. Okay, let's go Iron Head into Gigalith, and then Max Wormwind into Duraludon. Oh, yikes. Wow, okay, that did a decent amount. I think I should go for Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and then Max Wormwind Duraludon. Please use Max Knuckle again. Okay, ooh, that's good, that's good, that's good. Even better, even better. So I go Aura Sphere into Duraludon, and then Bubble Beam Gigalith. No! No! That was rough. I suppose I was wrong. They could indeed beat Goku. But on the plus side, I now had all 8 badges in at least one of the games on the roulette wheel. Heart Gold was up next, and I was able to finish off the Team Rocket Goldenrod event without another death. I then passed through the Ice Path and arrived in Blackthorn City for the battle against Claire. And wouldn't you know it, but because I entered the fight without a concrete plan, I wiped against her Kingdra. Let this be another lesson. Next time you get annoyed with your favorite Nuzlocke content creator because they're taking forever to plan a fight, this is why they take forever to plan their fights. Truthfully, I didn't really care about wiping in Heart Gold since I still had another 9 badges to collect before beating the game. Back to Emerald, where I quickly defeated the grunts of the Aqua Base and made my way to Moss Deep City. I guess this was a day for difficult double battles because I now had to fight Tate and Liza. And I know what you're thinking. No, I didn't wipe against them. They only managed to take out half my team. Then, for the 3rd time of the day, I rolled Pokemon Shield. But I certainly wasn't complaining, because with all 8 badges, I can now rush towards the Pokemon League and hopefully soon finish the game. But my mad dash towards the end wasn't exactly easy. Just outside of Winden, there was a handful of trainers that served as this game's victory road. While I was able to maneuver through most of them with relative ease, the final double battle gave me a bit of trouble. I actually have a personal grudge against this double battle in particular, as my very first playthrough of Pokemon Sword was a Nuzlocke that wiped here. So would I succeed this time around, or was history doomed to repeat itself? So I picked the worst Pokemon. A crit. And a paralysis. No! Oh my god, that did nothing. What? Okay, I'm going to fake out Heliolisk. And then I'm going to switch to Opera GX. Oh my gosh! Oh dang, now I wish I just brought out Remote. Okay, you could stop that. Okay, at least we took out one side. We could just focus on Klinklang. Okay. And then Togepi. No! And then it's Iron Barbs is gonna kill me. Even after losing 2 box worths of Pokemon, I think that one might have hurt the most. But the Nuzlocke gods must have heard my prayers, because I finally rolled Pokemon Fire Red once again, which meant I had a chance to end this challenge once and for all. To start, I let Surf Gal loose in Giovanni's gym, and she one-shot every member of his team with Surf. Then I had a quick fight with my rival on Route 23, but none of his Pokemon came close to taking out one of mine. I then managed to maneuver through Victory Road without running into any trainers and arrived at the Indigo Plateau. While I could have just entered the league, I felt like my team wasn't complete. So I flew to Kanto's power plant in search of one final team member. And it just so happens that I got the 5% chance of finding an Electabuzz, an amazing encounter I've never gotten to use in Fire Red before. I used the Master Ball and became the final member of my Fire Red Elite Four team. Now that the team was complete, I had just 5 battles between me and the end of this challenge. I'm scared, but I feel good. How much does Thunder Punch do? That should do at least half. Oh, unless it crits. Cloyster, this thing has pitiful special defense. I don't remember if Hail ends or not. Slowbro. Let's try Thunder. Okay. Come on. Come on. Don't make me regret not grabbing the Rain Dance TM. We're going Thunder again, baby. Another critical. Oh my god. I want to give my starter time in the light, but it's not worth the risk. Shiny Day, so I can get the speed boost. This is gonna do nothing. Yep. Give me that juicy juice back. But since I have Sunny Day up and I'm gonna outspeed because of Chlorophyll, for Solar Beam, see how much that does? So outspeed. Okay, 61 done. No, Sun ended. Oh god, okay. Surely Psychic kills this thing. Oh my god. That could have been really bad. Okay. I can't get too excited. I cannot get too excited. Of course. Come on, Alvida. Nice. Nice. Okay, nice. One shot. This is kind of a risk. You've got to be. We're living. We're living. Okay, her Strucker Gengar has Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Hypnosis, Nightmare. Now I have to remember, I am -1. Okay, if a Shadow Ball doesn't kill me, or doesn't kill it, it won't kill me.
Now I have to remember, I am -1.
No!
I am -1.
Oh my god! Oh, I forgot to update the thing. Fire Red, I'm like there. Pokemon White 2, okay. Alright. Oh, here I am. I'm playing a video game. Oh man, I'm gonna go for oh, I hit Air Slash. What? Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh my gosh. Oh jeez. Two battles to go, please. All right, just Thunderbolt. Okay. Power. No! You've got to be kidding me. God. No! I just threw so fucking hard. God damn it, no! I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. Just 7 Pokemon were left in the game. 7! And it all went to shit because Lance's stupid Aerodactyl got the 10% chance to raise all of its stats from Ancient Power. Granted, I could have been a bit more prepared for that to happen, but I'm still blaming the stupid Rockbird. Now I only had 3 games left on the wheel. Emerald, where I only had 1 badge left to get, White 2, where I was barely past the halfway point of the game, and Shield, where I had to take on the Pokemon League and deal with a crap load of story stuff before reaching the final battle. No matter what, I was nearing the end of the challenge, whether I was successful or not. The final game I rolled on day 9 was White 2, but honestly, I just sacrificed one of my bench warmers so I could play another game instead. Afterwards, I rolled Pokemon Shield, which was the first game I played on day 10. Unfortunately, there are a lot of battles in Pokemon Shield's endgame. First, there's the battles against Marnie and Hop in the Winden tournament, then you have to fight a bunch of League employees leading up to the fight with Oleana at the top of Rose Tower, then there's the battles against Bede, Nessa, Alistair, and Raihan, which serve as the Elite Four. But that doesn't mean you fight the champion right after, because after all of that, you have to return to the Slumbering Weld, then go to Hammerlock to fight Chairman Rose, and fight both regular and G-Max Eternatus before you reach Leon and finish the game. So I had my work cut out for me. And things didn't start off too great, as this happened at the very end of the first battle against Marnie. Oh, I hope Moonblast is enough. No! No, I misclicked! I misclicked! God damn it! I swear to God, if it hits Pokemon Shield again. It's gonna hit Pokemon Shield again. No, it's gonna hit Pokemon White 2! You know, even though I started out excited to play White 2, it's kind of become this awkward middle child between the other games that I have a way better chance of finishing. I finally made it through Chargestone Cave and took on Skyla for the next badge. Bag the Ampharos was able to sweep her entire team for the first Deathless Gym badge in this game since birth. Then in Reversal Mountain, due to a horrible misclick that definitely wasn't intentional, my poor Minccino ended up in a double battle where it was sadly killed against a Trainer Star Manitan. Oh, the humanity. Back to Emerald, where I once again had a straight shot to the end of a game. First, I had to take care of Archie in the Seafloor Cavern, then I had to tattle on Groudon and Kyogre to Rayquaza. Once all that was done, I was able to enter the Sootopolis Gym and challenge Juan. Most of his team was free, but it took a while to take down his Kingdra because it kept spamming Double Team and Rest. Eventually, once it ran out of Ice Beam PP, I brought in Mo the Crobat and spammed Aerial Ace until it went down. Then, all I had to do was make it to the Pokemon League. Nothing could stand in my way. Nothing except Wally's f***ing Gardevoir that set up with Double Team and Calm Mind to sweep my entire f***ing team. Really? I wiped to Wally? Jesus Christ! But with that, there were only 2 games left on the wheel. And I'm gonna be honest, anytime I rolled White 2 from here on out, I just sacked one of my Pokemon so I could go back to playing Pokemon Shield. Like Bag the Ampharos, who I let go down to a random trainer's Vibrava. Thankfully against Hop, I didn't have another embarrassing misclick, and I was able to make it through Deathless. Then it was time to chase down Chairman Rose, which required fighting literally a million League employees that all had mediocre teams. The final fight of this gauntlet is against Rose's assistant, Oleana. Her team of girl bosses were definitely intimidating, but her ace Garbodor was the real problem. By the time she hit the field, I had a Dynamax to remote the Cinderace out with the Sun Out, but I was still scared of Garbodor's Max Rockfall or Max Quake. Thankfully, a Stab, Charcoal boosted, Sun boosted Max Flare was able to one-shot Oleana's ace Pokemon, and it was time for the Elite Four. First up was Bede. Remote took out his Mawile with Pyro Ball, and his next few Pokemon went down to Penny the Bronzong spanning Gyro Ball. When Bede's Hatterene came out, it Gigantamaxed and used Max Flare, so I swapped to Remote to take the hit. With the Sun set up, I Dynamaxed and Remote KO'd with the Sun boosted Max Flare. Next was Nessa. Sadly, my Toxtricity named Cable went down to her Aeroscute's quad effective Drill Run. Thankfully, I was able to sweep the rest of her team with a Mushroom the Shiinotic, but this unfortunately sent me back to White 2. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, that one wasn't intentional, I swear. Next up for Galar's Elite Four was Alistair. His opening Dusk Noir and the following Chandelure went down to nasty plot boosted Night Dazes from Opera GX, though he did fall to 3 HP from Chandelure's Mystic Fire. His Poltegeist was KO'd by Nimbus the Lycanroc's Crunch, who also took out Alistair's last 2 Pokemon. The final battle of the Elite Four is against Raihan. Besides a close call where his Torkoal almost eviscerated Nimbus with a Solar Beam, his first 4 Pokemon were no big deal. His G-Max Duraludon, on the other hand, was a huge problem. No pun intended. Opera GX nearly took out the Tyrant Beast with Max Darkness, but went down on the next turn to G-Max Depletion. Savior the Kingdra was speed tied with Duraludon, but thankfully managed to go first, but for some stupid reason, I went for Icy Wind instead of Dragon Pulse, so Savior 2 went down. Remote came in and finished off Duraludon with a low kick, which meant there were only 4 battles left in Pokemon Shield. But first, on the beginning of day 11, I had to briefly play White 2 again, where I sacrificed my Trubbish to a Wild Drifblim to get back to Pokemon Shield. After grabbing the Rusted Shield and the Slumbering Weld, I returned to the Wild area to grab any encounters I could. While most of the raid battles were now 5 stars, and therefore too difficult to take down, I managed to catch a Curlia from a 3-star den that I named Dude Bro. With a Dawnstone, Dude Bro evolved into Gallade, and it was time to take on Chairman Rose. Remote was able to effortlessly solo his team. After taking out his first 2 Pokemon with 1 Pyro Ball apiece, Remote Dynamaxed and deleted Rose's remaining 3 Pokemon with Max Flares. With the combined efforts of Dude Bro and Nimbus, I was able to defeat Eternatus, which started the second phase of the fight against his G-Max form. Thankfully, the weapon-wielding Wolves and Hops Pokemon took most of the heat from G-Max Eternatus, and the beast eventually went down to Zamazenta's Behemoth Bash. With the Darkest Day Part 2 ended before it could even begin, there was just 1 battle left. Champion Leon is the undefeated champion for a reason. His team is stacked with crazy strong Pokemon that all have coverage moves that make switching in nearly impossible without a death. But wouldn't you know, I actually took the time to plan before entering the fight. While I pretty much had my team picked out, I realized one of the benchwarmers in the PC would make my victory a sure thing. And that benchwarmer was Snowgoomy the Snom, who obviously had to evolve into Frostmoth to be useful. So here was the plan going in. After taking out Leon's lead Aegislash with Remote's Pyro Ball, Inteleon would come out. Mushroom would then come in on a resisted hit and put Inteleon to sleep with Spore. From there, I would swap to Snowgoomy, set up a couple Quiver Dances, which raises the user's special attack, special defense, and speed, and sweep Leon's team, except for his ace Charizard, who would be taken down by Nimbus. Funny thing is though, at the level cap of 65, Leon's Charizard outspeeds Nimbus by 2 speed points. But by giving Nimbus enough EXP to level up before Charizard comes out, Nimbus would be able to outspeed Charizard by 1 speed point. I had a plan, and I had the team to make that plan happen. So let's see if this is truly the end of the Nuzlocke Roulette, or if I have to go crawling back to Unova with my tail between my legs.
Alright, that's 1 down. Okay, good. Nimbus leveled up. That's 170. I'm literally 2 points faster. No, he goes for Haxorus. He goes for Haxorus. Okay, this is very, 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 very unideal. Poison Jab, Iron Tail, Outrage, Earthquake. So, an Earthquake. So, if it's not a crit, I won't die. Cinderace will survive with, at most, 24% HP, which means Blaze activates, but I don't know if Mold Breaker... When a Pokemon with Mold Breaker uses a move, the effects of all Pokemon's ignorable abilities are ignored for the execution of the move. Okay, so Blaze should work. Right now, a Pyro Ball would do at most 48% damage, and then I would take an Earthquake. And after, if I survive the Earthquake, because it doesn't crit, so at most I would do 24%. Pyro Ball at minimum does 60. So even if I get minimum roll both times, that's a kill. And then Inteleon would come out and I could go to Shiinotic and my plan from before will work. I need to hit twice in a row, which means I have 2 5% chances to miss and I can't get crit. Okay. No! Almost everything went right. 5% chance to miss. God damn it. Earthquake here, 6.3% chance to one shot. God! I need this. Jesus Christ. Okay, please bring out Inteleon. Thank God. Thank God. I'm so scared right now. This could end so badly. I need at least 2 turns of sleep. And now I Quiver Dance. Please. Ooh, that's very ideal. That is very ideal. Because next turn I'll outspeed and I'll have the boosted special defense. Okay, well, +1 isn't enough to outspeed Inteleon yet, but it can't kill me. And it stays asleep. Holy shit. Let's run it. Okay, now here, I outspeed Charizard. So, Snowgoomy, thank you for your service. Let me just double check. 170 speed, and his Charizard should have 169. Oh my God, please. Oh my God, please. Yes, I did it. Oh my God, that's it. It's done. $32.5 hours for this shit.
With Leon's defeat, I had successfully completed the first ever Nuzlocke Roulette challenge. And oh boy, did this take way longer than I thought it would. Granted, it probably wouldn't have taken so long if I didn't wipe in 77% of the games I was playing. Before we wrap up this video, I wanted to quickly go over some stats for those interested. Across this entire challenge, I collected 45 badges, lost 87 Pokemon, nearly 3 boxes by the way, spun the wheel 53 times, and proved to the world that I am an extremely impatient Nuzlocker. Despite how desperately I wanted this challenge to be done towards the end, I really enjoyed it. Getting to play some of the Pokemon games I hadn't played in a while was great, and it makes me want to finish a lot of the Nuzlockes I started in this run. Not anytime soon, but I'm sure I'll get around to it eventually. Also, if you enjoyed this roulette wheel format, let me know in the comments. I already have a few ideas on how to use this with other game series. A few things before we wrap up. If you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more challenge run content, you can like the video, subscribe, and tell me how much I suck at Nuzlocks in the comments. And if you want to see how much I don't suck at Nuzlocke, you can head over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/nerdyedits, where I'm currently working on a hardcore Nuzlocke of Renegade Platinum, which will also become a video when it's done. Once again, shout out to It's Jabbo for inspiring this challenge, and with that all said and done, I'm gonna go curl into a little ball and cry now. Bye!